Well, I just want to make sure there's no hairs coming out of my nose or ears. When you get old, these are the things you got to worry about. Stray hairs displaying themselves somewhere.
You look great, Dave.
Which one of you is Alan Thomas and which one of you is Stephen Rutherford?
I am Alan Thomas right here.
Wacko.
I'm Stephen Rutherford.
Okay, here we go. Here we go, boys. We're going to have some fun. Don't worry about the sun. I'll let God into this as well. So if I close the
I like
window,
it.
we've got to have God in our community. Not God.
I love that.
Or whatever you want to call it. They're here. We're here. Source.
It's God, baby. Let's go.
How did you two come together? Where did it all begin?
So we met, technically, we went to college at the same school, but at different times. I'm a few years older than Steven. He was in another band. I was in another band, and both of those bands were having like good regional success here in the States, but nothing crazy. And we just became fast friends. He was graduating, and I was doing music for like film, TV, and licensing, like writing a lot of stuff for that. And we just got together to write, honestly, just to kind of see what would happen. There was literally no intention of starting a band whatsoever. And we wrote our very first single that first time we ever wrote. It was called Take Me On. And we just kind of looked at each other that day and we're like, this is not just a song. This is not just a little side thing. This has to be like, well, we put all the eggs in this basket, and we have literally not stopped since that day. And that was 2017-ish. So we've just been grinding away ever since then. So
and Joan, where'd Joan come from?
Joan was it was an option for the previous band I was in. It's a little tiny town outside of the school we grew up or we went to whenever we went to university. And I just liked
What city?
Huh?
Where did you go?
It's in we went to school at this like tiny school called Washita, and it was in
Arkansas.
In Arkansas.
Don't get me started. Don't get me started.
Yeah, nothing makes sense here. But anyway, I liked the name a lot, and it didn't work for the band I was in previously. And whenever we started Joan, the music we were making, it kind of felt like the personality kind of the music we were making, and we're big on design, we're big on visuals. We take that really seriously. So I made some mock-ups with different ideas of like names we were working with, and Joan was like definitely the front runner, and we are just like, this feels like the personality of the music we're making. It works design wise. It feels right for what we're doing. So
good work. Well, just quickly, you start in 2017. How's COVID fit into that? Because a couple of years of stop when you're really pumping up and wanting to go. I suppose the design.
Yeah.
The design helps a little bit because you're online and you can keep on feeding people, your visuals. But how did COVID sort of muck you about?
Yeah, majorly. I mean, we had done a bunch of really great support tours, literally starting that first year. So we released our first song like January or early in 2017. It popped off on Spotify pretty well. I mean, for our first offering. And then we immediately got a team. We got a management team. We got a lawyer. We got a booking agent. We got all the stuff that you get to build a village. And we just started pumping. And so we then started getting support tour after support tour and really had some momentum. And then we, around 2019, the fall of, we were like, you know what? It's time to do our first headline. Like our, modest little, let's just try to see how many tickets we can sell. Let's just do it. So we did, and we did a near sold out first headline tour, literally leading up to COVID. So we were playing like Seattle and like Pacific Northwest, and COVID was hitting as we were leaving the city. It was like following us, like the first cases. So we were probably the super spreader and didn't even realize it. But I'm just kidding. But we're just like it's like following us down the West Coast. When was our last show, Stephen? Like Dallas, maybe, or something.
Yeah,
Texas.
in America, everything shut down like March 13th or something. Our last show was March 12th. So it was literally like we barely got done in time.
Didn't miss a show. Had so many friends and other, peers in other bands that had to cancel complete tours or right in the middle or before, whatever. So we're really blessed in that way. But what was really unfortunate is it was like right at the first peak of our momentum, and then the world shuts down. And so I think that was when every band everywhere had to start pivoting and going, okay, if we can't play shows for God knows how long,
What are we
how
going
do
to
you be how do you be a band when no one can see you other than on their screen? So we did the live stream thing, and we tried to do stuff, and we did our best, but
No one wanted
music
No
is,
one wanted it.
yeah, no, no,
They
it's
want
music.
face to face. They want
Yeah,
to
music
spill
music
beer
is a
on them.
personal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, but I feel like we're in a really good spot now. We've kind of come out of that muck about, as you said. Like I feel like we we kind of pressed reset a little bit, and that's what
But
we're working on now. We're working on our
but you
next
learn
album, and
from it.
it's like,
You learn from it, which is,
Mhm.
Totally.
every experience gives you that sort of benefit, and you learn something about yourself in that difficult time. How would you describe your sound? What is synth pop?
That's a great.
What is synth pop? I think it depends on what album we're working on. We would describe our sound differently. I think it depends on what year we would be in, as far as our kind of career that we've been in. We started a lot. We started with a lot of inspiration from music we grew up listening to and what our parents listened to. So a lot of 80s stuff, a lot of Don
Like,
Henley,
oh yeah,
Prince, MJ, like just the classics of kind of that time, and just I don't know, just kind of wrote with TV and film in mind, and leaned a little bit into that nostalgia thing, and then out of that, we've just kind of had different phases of different sounds, and kind of we've always taken it song by song and EP by EP and album by album, and we're just we took 4 years to kind of figure out who Joan was as far as sonically, and we feel like we've really found what that is.
good.
And it's kind of a melting pot of a lot of things, but I think through finding ourselves or finding our sound and all that, it all feels like Joan still. So
Terrific.
it's
Okay, so,
yeah,
yeah, I'm just trying to press it because I know times of
go for it.
Following on from that, your latest album, Superglue, was released last December. What's it all about?
That was in essence a trying to make a very pop accessible album in a very Joan way that explored deeper meanings, like, I don't know, the meaning of life. We had both had our first little baby girls during that album, like right, I guess, yeah, during, and we were feeling all these new emotions as dads and trying to be good husbands, and also trying to tour and be on the road and write a first album, and we were just like almost hitting like this really beautiful existential crisis of like, what is all this about? And for us, a lot of it we found, as cheesy as it sounds to say out loud, that the super glue was like our family and our loved ones, and we wanted to write an album about that and kind of the ups and downs around that. And so that was the album, honestly, in a nutshell.
That's really cool. So with 3 discs of music, what are the signature tracks? Which are the favourites to play live that you're coming up with this tour? You have plenty to choose from, obviously.
Yeah, now we do, for sure.
Drive All Night's always a favorite for me. Something Special is always a favorite for me. From Superglue, Backseat Driving's a great one. Superglue's a monster song live. There's 4 good ones for you.
And what about the tour coming up? Obviously, we were talking about some songs there and the songs that'll be in the set list. What about the tour with the Main coming up? What are you looking for?
Yeah,
what can the fans expect?
First time in Australia, which is insane. It's literally a place. If I could point on the map the furthest place I could imagine touring, it's there, and we're very excited. We've done Asia, we've done Europe, like we've done some really cool places that I'm really proud of. But Australia has always been that pinpoint on the map, and I'm like, we got to get there, and we're so happy to finally get there. We're going to be playing some new songs on this tour, which we're very excited about. And you know, support runs are interesting because we've been headlining, and we also do support runs when they make sense, and it feels like it's going to be beneficial, and like we're going to make new fans. So this is all about us like trying to win over new people and trying to like get people on Team Joan, and that's what we're going to try to do.
The Maine are great. The Maine are great.
Yeah.
We've had them.
They're
here
so
before.
awesome.
I've taught them years ago. Oh, I mean, interviewed them. They're good people, really good people.
Yeah.
Okay, if you can perform, some of this is a little bit, you know, corny, but we like to find out about people. So if you can perform with any music artist, alive or dead, who would you choose and why?
Coldplay.
Ooh. Oh.
Coldplay.
Yeah, Chris, I have a soft spot in my heart for Chris Martin. Always have. He's kind of my North Star of songwriting, especially growing up. Like, just iconic albums that shaped my songwriting. If I could perform with them, oh,
that's surprising. In my, you know, for a rock band sort of thing, you know, I think that they're a little bit, but that's great. Yeah, they're super.
Yeah.
What are your long-term aspirations?
Like, that's great. That's great. I hate them.
No. What are your long-term aspirations as a music artist? What's long-term? Obviously, headlining major tours and arenas and all that sort of stuff. But
yeah, we think smaller than that, honestly, man. We like, and not to be like, we don't want those things. We, of course, we love to play an arena. We are like, so we're from Arkansas, where it's a blue collar, you know, area. We try to like get up every day, and this is a 9 to 5 for us, and it's beautiful. We love it. It's our art, it's our creative outlet, but it's also a business, and we try to be really level headed about like goal setting, and like we just want to like, what's the best Joan can be in this era right now, and we're gonna do every freaking thing we can to make that happen. And so the honest answer is I would love to be a 20-year band, whatever that looks like. I would love to in 2037 be like, man, we could go for another 10 years on this ride, you know, if we want to.
I interview lots of people, and you guys sound as clear from that business perspective, just in the way you talk and the way you communicate, that you've got a pretty clear plan, and I think that you're going to achieve it. With that in mind,
Thanks, man.
What piece of advice would you give to someone? Because I know it's 2017. It's not 40 years, but it's still substantial. What would you suggest that new artists should do?
I think I would say it's gonna take a while, and to buckle up and try to enjoy it, and to just try to get better every day. I mean, honestly, I feel like that's just been our goal for a long time, and our goal has to have slow and steady growth, not quick and fast, you know, quick and crazy growth. And we've achieved that, and we're loving where we're at. We feel like we have actual fans and people that actually care about what we do. And yeah, I feel like that's pretty rare these days, that like we have like a group of people that we can kind of identify as Joan fans. So
okay, I'm a conscious guy. I'd love to have an hour conversation with you, but I've got to fit all this shit in. So you're just, it's not exactly the way I'd like to do an interview, because you sound like people that have, you know, some depth in the conversations that we could have. So maybe we'll do this.
Let's do it again.
I'd love to.
Okay, so let's finish off with some quick and easy questions. I think I've got a few minutes. What's the craziest thing you've ever done?
Nice and quick.
In college, I ran butt naked into a lake with friends.
Fantastic.
Nice. I can't remember before my college years, so I'm trying to think, but I jumped off of a cliff one time and almost broke my neck.
Into water?
Well, I was trying to get in the water and I didn't make it.
Just trees.
That's not healthy. What's one topic you can talk about for hours?
Production, music production, because we're a bunch of freaking nerds.
That's fantastic.
For sure.
What's the one thing you like most about yourself?
I like that.
Modesty.
I like modesty. I like that I'm a slow thinker, and that I'm very methodical about figuring out how I feel about things. So I'm not very quick to respond to stuff because I want to simmer on it.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay, so you came in 3 minutes late, Mon, so that's a bit nasty. But anyhow, so we've got to finish on. Now, Monica told me there's a minute left. I should have 3, but anyhow, there's favourites. These are all favourites. So quick, and we'll finish off with this favourite album.
Okay.
We're
All Gonna Die by Dawes.
What's that? Say it again, individually.
Mine was We're All Gonna Die by Dawes.
And yours?
Rush of Blood to the Head, Coldplay.
Favourite artist?
Coldplay.
Mine's Dawes too.
Favourite movie?
Shawshank Redemption.
8 Mile.
Okay. Place to visit?
Iceland.
Australia when we go.
Venue to play? Favourite venue to play?
You know what? The Troubadour in LA is a really special little place. I love that place. We've played it several times.
People tell me that.
I was going to say Bowery in New York.
Favourite food?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Favourite drink?
Beer.
Favourite person in history? Well, you can say
Alan Thomas.
Now that you know me. There's only 2 questions left. Favourite person in history?
Oh man. This one's hard. There's so many people in history.
Probably Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Not to get religious, but Jesus, man, he's the icon.
Yeah, he's got a few followers. And favourite tattoo? You have tattoos?
Yeah. I wrote my wife, my daughter, and Star for super glue. Oh gosh,
that's fantastic. And
this one's my daughter. This is super glue. This is a butterfly. This is a sun. I don't have one there. This is a bird, and then I have more on
too many.
Can you see how he's showing his guns while he's showing his tattoo?
This is my son.
Oh,
that's right, Stephen for you.
That's it. We've got to do this. We're starting the podcast soon, so come on back and be on the pod, and we'll have
a Dave. We'd love to.
But you guys, we'll see you when you come on out.
Thank you, brother.
Great.
Good to meet you, buddy.
So good to meet you, man.
Same. All the best and good luck with everything.
Thank you, buddy. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Dave.
Bye-bye.
See ya.